Well, I mean, and the fact that, they're saying Ghislaine Maxwell's ready to talk, I'm like, either she's going to get Epsteined or, if she does get pardoned, of course she's going to say, oh, no, Trump's not in here. Everybody else but him, right? You always put at least one image in my head that I will never, ever get out. And your new piece, The MAGA Meltdown Over Jeffrey Epstein, is the stupid climax they deserve. You said FBI Director Kash Patel, who always looks like someone who just told him he's got flesh-eating bacteria on his... And I can't say the specific thing, but it's the thing in between. But anyway,
perineum. You can say perineum.
Yes,
that's a medical term.
Yes,
yeah.
Right. Okay, perineum.
I mean, they say it in
grundle.
They say it in like medicine commercials.
That he does have those eyes, like the doctor. He's like, wait, doctor, I have you. What am I? Oh my God.
Yeah, just always. Sorry for radio listeners. I just did wide eyes.
Yes, wide eye. Kash Patel.
Kash Patel.
Which are Betty Davis size times 11 billion.
Right.
So, yeah, there is some Schadenfreude deliciousness, I have to say, in that this is just apparently the thing that is the bag of rats that is finally eating the MAGA base, right?
Yeah. And I only because I promised, I have to say, this is quite the Epstink.
Oh,
hey!
I see what you
that's funny.
did there. Okay.
Yep. Now I want that to become the name of the scandal.
I mean, here's the thing. I know it's easy to make fun, and they brought this on themselves, but we're talking about little girls that got systematically for years. And as you were saying, it's only because, for whatever reason, they were, I think, sold the BS that this is all Democrats. Yeah. That any Democrat that goes against Trump, I think, as you said, obviously, children and drinks their blood. And you're like, oh, I wish I was kidding. But yeah. I mean, no wonder he went back to Hillary, because now we're back to Pizzagate, right? Well,
they actually do say that there are some Republicans involved, the Republicans that are also part of the deep state. So, in other words, it's a way of just portraying everyone that opposes Trump as some kind of, as a child sexual predator and possibly a child murderer. And now they've discovered, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, not all either. It was all made up all along, and there were never Epstein files.
Yeah.
Or the other possibility is, that the Epstein files contain a lot about Trump. And, either way, it is making their brains break down.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the fact that, they're saying Ghislaine Maxwell's ready to talk, I'm like, either she's going to get Epsteined or, if she does get pardoned, of course she's going to say, oh, no, Trump's not in here. Everybody else but him, right?
Yeah, but if she's put under oath and to testify, because, if you're pardoned, you're supposed to be able to testify about the things that you were pardoned about. And she lies under oath, well, then that's perjury. But I don't know. I guess they would pardon her again. I don't know.
Yeah. Can I just say too? I'd heard it was not so fun fact, but the Jeffrey Epstein's brother had once said that Jeffrey Epstein told him, if I ever said everything I know about Trump, like, they'd call off the election. Yeah. I mean.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that Trump's blow up. If you look at Trump in interviews, there was an interview. So I wrote this piece on Dan Bongino's, his obsession with the Epstein files. I mean, it was a major thing on his show over and over and over again. And one of the last things that he did before he becoming deputy director of the FBI was he talked about this interview Trump did with an MIT professor, which just is hilarious to say. And where Trump kept saying things like he made it like Trump was saying, "Oh yes, I'm going to release the Epstein files. I'm going to release the list of clients." But he kept saying things without being prompted. Well, I never went to the island. And, I'm not in there. It's like, nobody's asking about you, dude. Why do you keep saying that?
Yeah.
It's like every time he acts like he's been cornered and he has to defend himself. And it's like, my I never went to Epstein Island t-shirt, seems to cause more questions than it answers.
Well, yeah. And
kind of thing.
Dobie says, here comes Ghislaine Maxwell angling for a pardon because pardoning a child trafficker will make Trump look super duper spotless. Mm-hmm. It's like he's in a, orange mime box of his own making. He can't they don't know how to get out of this, right? Because it's not they can't blame Democrats or the media. This is their base that's screaming, right?
And the thing that I think needs to be said is that the obsession on how Epstein might bring down Democrats has, as you point out, take away from the actual horrific things that Epstein did and that Ghislaine Maxwell did, and all of these people did. And instead of becomes this political weapon. And so I'm sorry, watching them melt down over this, having invested so much, that it wasn't just that Trump wasn't going to reveal things, that Trump was specifically there to bring down this cabal of child rapists. That he was endowed with some kind of mystical ability, that he was going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And Bongino was one of the biggest proponents of that. And I kind of wish I'd been there to see his face when that FBI Justice Department report came out saying, there's no list. No, there's no list.
Yeah.
And just to see, just to watch the reality just smack him in the face like a frying pan of who he was involved with and who he had fronted for all these years.
Yeah. I loved your post, and then they came for Rosie O'Donnell. Add that to the poem. I mean, that's the problem. Is it's just like, it's just crap that Trump says, but the problem is he's doing stuff like vindictive stuff like this. I mean, Aaron Rupar said, as you retweeted, every Republican who goes on the Sunday show should be pressed to denounce this illegal and authoritarian proclamation from the president. And none of this, I didn't read the tweet, Bolt. I mean, it's just there is a new level, right? He said, because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interests of our great country, I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She's a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her. God bless America. I mean, first of all, can I tell you something as a comic? What you don't do is come for a world-class comic and think you're not going to get
Right.
He's not going to shut this heckler down, because her response was chef's kiss, right?
Oh yeah, her response was awesome and involved Epstein.
Yes. Oh my God. She wrote, just to model the resistance for all y'all. She said, the president of the USA has always hated the fact that I see him for who he is, a criminal con man, sexual abusing liar out to harm the nation to serve himself. This is why I moved to Ireland. He's a dangerous old soulless man with dementia who lacks empathy, compassion, and basic humanity. I stand in direct opposition to all he represents. So do millions of others. You're going to deport all of us who stand against your evil tendency. You are a bad joke and can't even form a coherent sentence. There you go, drunken heckler. Yep. And then she just said, hey, Donald, you rattled again? 18 years later, and I still live rent-free in that collapsing brain of yours. You call me a threat to humanity, but I'm everything you fear. A loud woman, a queer woman, a mother who tells the truth, an American who got out of the country before you set it ablaze. I mean, bam, right?
And think about what the moronic thinking that's going on with Trump, where somebody told him, well, you have the authority to do whatever you want as long as it's a threat, you claim it's a threat to humanity or a threat to the nation or a threat to foreign policy. Yeah. You can just do whatever you want. Just say that. And Trump, being the colossal idiot that he is, saying, well, you know what? I'm going to use that against somebody I don't like, Rosie O'Donnell. And it's like, dude, first of all, Rosie O'Donnell is doing her thing. She does stand-up comedy now. She appears on, she does acting gigs. But it's like, dude, that was the 90s or the 80s at best, where most people gave a damn about what Rosie O'Donnell is doing and Rosie O'Donnell's effect on things.
Yeah.
Just sad. You know what I'm sad about? Rosie O'Donnell, I'm going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in August.
I did that.
Yes.
Yes.
You did that?
Yes, I played the nurse in Streetcar Named Desire. In addition to Lucy and Your Good Man Charlie Brown. What else? Holly in An Uncommon Women and Others. It was quite a tour de force.
That's considered fringe?
It was the, USC. We went to the Fringe Festival. Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
So that's very cool.
It's not fringe, because that's not what it means, right? The fringe doesn't mean like fringe plays. It just, that's what they call it.
Yeah, no, colleges bring stuff there all the time. No, you're absolutely right. But Rosie O'Donnell's doing a show there.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, it's at the exact same time as my show.
Oh no! Damn.
And she's stopping one day before I have a day off, and it's like,
no! I would tell you to give her a big kiss from the Stephanie Miller Show.
Yeah.
So you said, so it's evil to ask if anything more could have been done to prevent the tragedy in Texas, but I guess it's fine to be so governess on the federal, state, and local level that the floods were so tragic. Ghoul. Yeah, they're all ghouls. As you said, the thing that comes through again and again, this administration is full of savages. I don't know what else to call it. Just this whole, every time we have a weekend, 3-day news cycle. But as I was mentioning, Rude, we had our first person die here from one of the ICE raids. They took him off life support yesterday. I mean, this cannot get more serious. And you knew that it was going to happen.
And the fact that there is not a moment where they can say we can do better or we messed up. They were down in Texas. There were officials saying this was a perfect action by the federal government. The federal government has never been better in how they reacted to a disaster as they have reacted to this floods, and we know that's not true. We know that Kristi Gnome shut down the call centers for people reporting emergencies the day after the disaster happened.
Thank you. Took 3 days to respond. Took till Monday to respond from FEMA on the national level. Ted Cruz is one of the person that wrote into the bill the money for the early warning systems and all that. I mean, all the way on down, Root. I saved a few just from this weekend. Here are several transcripts of the FUBAR meetings in Kerr County discussing the subject of a warning system. Note they refused to accept federal funds from Biden's commie government. The tragedy exemplifies all that's wrong with the GOP, both nationally and locally and nationally. I mean, it's just on and on. The stories just keep coming, right? FEMA removed dozens of Camp Mystic buildings from the flood map. It's in a place called Flash Flood Alley.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And if you watch the meeting from I guess it was a year ago or 2 years ago when they were talking about whether or not to accept money from the federal government for a warning system, and they're sitting there saying, oh well, then they will essentially, the Biden administration will own us and we'll be beholden to them, and I can't do any. It was like, dude, just build the freaking warning system. Who the hell cares where you're getting the money?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And, okay, so you'd rather take money from a rapist. All right, that, good on you. Your moral compass is really intact.
Yeah, thank you. And you also retweeted about, what's his name? FEMA Acting Administrator David Richardson finally visited Texas. That was more than a week after the deadly floods. And you just said, dude looks like the odd man out at a 1970s key party after angrily masturbating on the host's drapes. That seems...
Wow.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Did you see the photo of him? Did you see the photo of him?
Yes.
With the buttons down to nearly down between his man boobs and a gold chain, I think, on. And
it makes me feel like you have angrily masturbated on someone's drapes, but I don't need that story this morning.
Who among us hasn't?
Okay.
We cast the first stone.
That's just...
Sometimes you just need to swab off on the closest fabric.
Stop! Oh, gross! Ew!
Especially if you're at a tea party.
Bella,
right?
Boys. Thank you, Bella.
I'm sorry, it's not just the boys that need to swab off.
That's right.
I have never swabbed off on someone's curtains. All right, listen. You retweeted Mark.
Maybe not their drapes, but never mind.
I'm glad we got you to admit that, Stephanie.
Boys. Okay. Oh, you quoted Kristi Gnome, who's saying they aren't just liberals anymore. If you look at the Democrat Party, they're a party of communists and Marxists and socialists. And you just said, Kit, when we get back in power, let's redistribute their wealth just to show them what actual communism looks like. I mean, right? It happens every time, every judge. Oh, some communist judge. It's just, nobody here is a communist. It's just insane.
Yeah. Hey, you want to say, didn't you just put in the bill free money to rural hospitals from the government? That's socialistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
By my definition, the actual definition, if you've ever read an economics textbook.
Yeah. By the way, you retweeted, next to the footage of the ICE raid at a farm in California, Fetterman on Fox News defends ICE, but says, I don't want to go after hardworking workers. And you just said who we thought Fetterman was, Mamdani actually is. Yeah, I mean, I'm done guessing what's up with Fetterman, but it's just, I can tell you how, and again, that raid, the guy just died. So,
No,
tell me again how ICE are the victims, right?
Whenever a Democrat goes on Fox, unless they are, even Pete Buttigieg, they are walking in, they are giving aid and comfort to the enemy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you are disagreeing with them and trying to argue with them, that's just what they want. That's kibble to them.
Last one, you, Mark, tweeted, the Associated Press beclowns itself with this horse story about how Trump is a changed man since the assassination attempt. AP quotes Roger Stone, convicted of lying to Congress, as saying Trump thinks he was spared by God for the purpose of restoring the nation to greatness. What crap. And you just said Trump went from being a total hole to being a total hole who thinks God wants him to be a total hole, which makes him more of a hole. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And it's just that whole thing was so offensive. It's like God wanted that fireman to die behind him, right?
Yeah. And, whenever what was it? One of his cabinet members was on ABC yesterday with Jonathan Karl trying to defend, the tariffs on Brazil. That issue aside, the guy just kept going on about, this is how we bring about a golden age. We're going to bring about a golden age. And I'm like, just shut up and just do things.
Yeah.
Stop talking about golden ages and perfection and everything like that. And God granted, Trump the ability to do whatever. Just shut up and do your friggin' jobs. Yeah.
The whole thing is a reality TV show. I mean, Trump complimented, what's his name? Rapey Kegbreath, what's his name? On a great TV appearance. He wasn't even on Fox, but they must have played some old clip. He said Kristi Noem did a great job on the floods because she saw her on TV. It's just, the whole thing is, none of them are doing their jobs. They're all on TV for an audience of one.
America is the hottest nation right now. Where? What is this ranking? Where is the Nielsen ratings for nations that says that we're the hottest nation right now?
Yeah.
Like, just shut up.
I hear your drapes are calling out to you. They look lonely. They look lonely.
Yeah.
See ya.
Are looking a little sexy right now.
All right, goodbye, you rude. Well, this is all too familiar to me, right? You wake up with a scratchy throat, congestion, maybe a runny nose or a cough. You know your body, you know you're getting sick, so your choices are you tough it out, you get sick, take time off from work, hope the doctor can see you this month, right? Wait 2 hours at urgent care, sit in a room full of other sick people, or you can open your medical emergency kit just like mine. I just match my symptoms to the doctor recommended prescription, start on the right meds, and I nip it in the bud right now. This is not a first aid kit. It comes with doctor-prescribed meds to treat dozens of common and serious medical issues, strong antibiotics for infections of all types, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, bronchitis, and a lot more. Plus, a doctor's easy guide so you know exactly what to take and when. No waiting to see the doctor, no waiting at the pharmacy. All my meds are right here in my kit. Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes. Your kit will be rushed to your door. Get $45 off at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. The promo code is Stephanie. Don't forget promo code Stephanie at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie.